everybody. Lance Russell and Dave Brown right along ringside, and we're ready to go with a...
So we're going to watch, we watched the Memphis Championship Wrestling, or CWA episode from July 7th, 1984. This episode wasn't too good, to be honest with you. What'd you think?
Yeah, this to me feels like it was one of those weeks where all the angles are kind of just in the middle playing out, nothing really happened.
Yeah.
Maybe we watched the Louisville feed. I want to say that we watched the edited Louisville feed. So it's possible in the half hour that was cut out, there was a Memphis-only angle that we missed, but who knows? It's probably just Miss Dave Brown reading all the cards for every stop around the horn.
So anyways, we have the first match. Tommy Rich and Eddie Gill versus the Nightmare and Keith Robertson. So yeah, they have a match. Nothing much to say here. They have a match. It goes on forever. Obviously, Tommy Rich and Gilbert win. Dave Brown says it was at 5 minutes and 26 seconds. I swear to God, it felt like 25 minutes. Did you think so?
Yeah. Whenever we say the time for the matches like that, it always feels like a long time.
Yeah. So then Lance announces a 10-match card at Louisville. It's going to be happening. And I was thinking, it's like, 10 matches? How long is this card going to be? Is it like current day fucking Raw where it's like 3 hours?
I don't know. Maybe it was one of those mysterious tournaments that Memphis would do. And the winner gets to fight in a tournament in Japan. Do you remember those?
Yeah, So we have a Fabs insert promo. They said Louisville is great, blah, blah, blah. So anyways, the King comes out. And the King does... No, King comes out for the insert promo. And the King goes, Rude, I'm going to hit you so many times with my left, you're going to be begging for my right hand. And that was it. End of promo.
Well, short and sweet.
Yep. Jobbers take on Rick Rude and Jim Neidhart. No. This is an 8-man. So we have 4 jobbers taking on Rick Rude, Jim Neidhart, the Spoiler, and Phil Hickerson. Why?
You know this is going to be good.
Yeah. And this goes on for a while. But...
I'm surprised they all teamed up together, too, because Phil Hickerson and the Spoiler, I don't believe they're in the first family.
Yeah. You're right. Good point. I was going to say, this match goes on forever, but here's the good thing about this match. I mean, if you want to see jobbers get beat up, Rick Rude and Jim Neidhart beat the living shit out of these jobbers. Like, Neidhart kills this jobber. So, anyways...
guys, they always look really stiff.
Yeah, they do.
I like it.
Yeah. So, these Memphis jobbers, let's go on about them for a second. They're legit jobbers. Like, they're legit, 100% jobbers.
Yeah, I mean, Memphis had some journeyman guys, but the jobbers for the studio matches sometimes look like guys that they just took off the street and offered a sandwich to wrestle sometimes.
They looked homeless.
Yeah, it's possible they were.
This match...
If that's Jerry Jarrett, I wouldn't.
This match goes on for a while, so it seems. And then Phil Hickerson gets the pin, and then Dave Brown says it was at 4 minutes and 28 seconds. I swear to God, it felt like 14 minutes.
I mean, you can kind of wipe your life ticked away watching these matches.
I know.
The time of the fall, there's how many minutes of your life you've missed. 4 minutes and 25 seconds. But we get to see Gil Hickerson in the Spoiler, baby.
So we have the Hollywood Blondes versus Kent Raper and Tony Torres. So,
very regrettably named Ken Raper.
Yeah. He was on a Raw, I want to say. He was like a 95, 96 Raw. He jobbed. It's like Bob Holly, I want to say.
Yeah, I think Ken Raper, made his way around as a jobber.
Yeah, he did.
So he definitely wasn't a homeless jobber. He was a journeyman jobber in this episode.
Right. So, anyways, I guarantee... Shut up! So, Ken Timms is part of the Hollywood Blondes, and I swear to God that no other radio show, wrestling show, any podcast on any iTunes, GayTunes, TuneIn, Google Play, all that crap, I guarantee you nobody has mentioned Ken Timms on their podcast.
Gentleman Ken Timms. You know what happened to him?
What happened to Ken Timms?
He became actually a big star in Mexico. Mm-hmm. He was one of those American guys who became a big name in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like some guys that make their name in Japan. Ken Timms eventually made his name in Mexico as the big, as a big foreign bad guy.
Oh. Have you ever seen that Mexican guy? He has, bleached blonde hair. He's like a guy in his 50s. He's one of the more over guys in Mexico. His nickname is the Shocker.
No, I think I've missed the Shocker. Did he wrestle Ken Timms?
He may have. Anyways, the Shocker. You know what the Shocker's finishing move is?
What? The Shocker?
The Shocker. Yep.
Dare I ask what that is?
2 in the pink and 1 in the stink.
They stink!
That's what I thought. Was he by any chance a member of Fortune at any point?
Yeah, he should have been.
Anyway, though, I don't have. I was going to say I don't have the information. You can't hear me. Ken Timms wrestled one of the big stars in Mexico.
Yeah.
Santo or someone, and it had some huge attendance in Mexico City or something. So Ken Timms was successful in Mexico in his career.
Right, okay. All right.
All right, you can cut that part out because that is a fact.
All right. You know, I can't believe I'm saying this, but there are too many matches on this episode. Really. I mean, normally the matches go on for a minute or two. These are long, long matches. And normally, if I'm watching Raw these days or I'm watching wrestling, I would say, well, these matches need to be longer. Need to be less promos. But I watch Memphis for the promos and the angles, less for the matches. Usually the matches aren't too good. Because usually the matches result in some wild brawl with 20 people running in with weapons. It's kind of like ECW in a way.
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing with Memphis is you didn't really watch the TV show for wrestling. You were supposed to go to, the Louisville Gardens or the Mid-South Coliseum for the wrestling. You watched the TV show for the outrageous angles and the promos and what run-in was going to happen this week and what big brawl was going to erupt in the studio. But unfortunately, this is one of those episodes where none of that actually seems to happen.
Yeah.
And all these matches are just scheduled TV matches, which mean nothing.
Right. Kind of like Raw these days, right?
Yeah.
So, by the way, the Hollywood Blondes...
It's not 3 hours.
That's true. Imagine 3 hours of this. So anyways, Hollywood Blondes win. Ken Timms, legend. The big legend in Mexico, right?
Yep.
So anyways, we have the Powerful Media music video set to the tune of TNT by AC/DC. This music video was awesome. Let's face it.
Oh, yeah. Anything with... Every time Powerful Mania shows up in these 84 episodes, it's like they're superstars. Especially Savage. He feels too big to even be in the studio.
Yeah, seriously. He seems like a Major League Baseball player in the minor leagues, you know?
He really does. Savage had that, big money ball player presence well before he even was one.
Right, exactly. And, I mean, I'm not taking away these guys from Memphis, but Savage is one of the few guys, besides him and Rude, are one of the few guys that actually, have a physique to him.
Oh, but even Rude at this point, is still early in his career in green. Savage is already expert worker. Savage is, I mean, it's a no-brainer that McMahon grabbed this guy and said, I'm going to make a huge star out of him because he's already got the persona and the talent. He's already a star. He just needs a venue.
Right, exactly. So we get an insert promo with Lance Russell, and Lance announces that King Kong Bundy is coming to Memphis, and he's going to be here. And I was like, man, Bundy stopped everywhere. Bundy was in World Class. He was in WWE. He was in Memphis. He was around.
Well, he had that great monster heel look, and that was big money in those days. And Bundy was really big money for a while, too. People forget this, I think, now, but around the time of WrestleMania 2 and all that, wrestling had huge crossover appeal, and Bundy was practically a household word.
You're right, he was, definitely. So we get a Savage promo. Savage says he's proud of this upcoming footage. So they show the tape. The tape cuts off. Lanny Poffo was about to say something and cuts him off, this tape, this footage. The brawl shows how Savage is pile driving Ricky Morton on the table, which is pretty awesome, actually. It's a great pile driver on the
awesome.
table.
And ahead of its time, too, for that hardcore kind of... I invented it, brother.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Randy Hales is on commentary, and he's really bad.
Oh, Randy Hales was the... when we talk about what's the best year for Memphis wrestling?
Yeah.
The best year for Memphis wrestling has the least Randy Hales as possible, because the growth of Randy Hales was the beginning of the decline of Memphis wrestling.
Right. Randy Hale smoking cocaine.
Up in the box up there.
Oh!
Gilbert.
You want to hear my Randy Hales impression?
Sure.
Oh,
That's not too bad.
no! Yeah.
Who do you think was the worst announcer, Randy Hales or Dave Crockett?
Randy Hales.
Really? That's saying something.
All right, how about this? Randy Hales and Michael Cole.
Oh, well, you know, when you get into modern-day announcers, it's almost apples and oranges.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to say Randy Hales very reluctantly, but, you know, announcing has gotten so bad that you almost have to make the distinction of, like, old-school announcers versus new school.
Yeah.
Because now they don't even bother to do things like play-by-play and all that.
Right. So anyways, we go back to Lanny Poffo. Lanny Poffo proclaims he hates rock and roll music, yet the music package they had was the AC/DC song. So does Lanny hate his own video package?
There was a little bit of inconsistency in Poffomania, but, I mean, we all love Lanny. We love
Right.
Lanny, but it's very clear in this segment that no one is taking Lanny very seriously.
Yeah.
But Let's Wrestle, it just cuts him off and he starts up, "Good evening, I'm Lenny Puffle, the Knight of the Squared Circle. You're going to have to wait till after the video."
Yeah, that was great. So, Savage wants Lance Russell to give Morton a Poffomania t-shirt. I thought that was great. And Lance is like, I'm not giving that to him. So then Angelo Poffo says he's got a sign and he says this is great, you know. And he holds up the sign that third grader drew, you know.
Yep, third graders in, where in Kentucky were they based out of? Lexington, I forget, but the Lexington, Kentucky preschool, which drew up signs for Poffomania.
Yeah. So it's Poffomania versus John King and Jim Jameson.
So you know it's going to be good.
Yeah. So they're brothers, right? Lanny and Savage and Randy Savage, and okay, he's Randy Savage and Lanny Poffo. Is Randy Savage? Is he a brother and like stepbrother?
Oh no! He just uses a different ring name. Apparently, when they ran the Outlaw.
Yeah.
When Angelo Poffo ran that ICW, apparently they had an angle in that once where it was revealed that Randy Savage, who wasn't using the family name, was Poffo's brother.
Oh, okay. So they're brothers and stuff, and Lanny is billed from New Brunswick,
New Brunswick, where?
Canada.
Really?
That's what they said.
Because aren't they usually billed from like wherever they're from, like Growers Corners, Illinois?
Yeah,
or
Downers
something
Grove,
like
Illinois. Yep, but they didn't say that. They said Lanny's from New Brunswick and Savage is from Downers Grove. So that's kind of weird.
Yeah, because Savage supposed to be from Sarasota.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Yeah.
Well, you know, you can never keep wrestling hometown straight. I mean, as we said, Rick Rude was apparently from Beverly Hills at this point, so maybe he was like subletting with Nick Bockwinkel or something.
Maybe. So, anyways, Lanny chokes the jobber on the rope forever. He chokes this jobber for like 2 minutes. So, anyways, they go on.
I have to get my heat.
They go on and forever. The camera shows Angelo Poffo like jumping up and down with the sign and doing the gimmick with the sign. And that's what the camera's showing. But Kevin Dunn, well, not really. Kevin Dunn's not really there, but Kevin Dunn misses. Thank God. But Kevin Dunn.
These people are professional TV people at the TV studio, not Kevin Dunn.
Right. So, but Kevin Dunn misses the finish to the match. Poffos win, but Kevin Dunn has a camera on Angelo Poffo and doesn't show you the finish or the count of 3. So, whatever.
Yeah, but to be honest, did it really matter in this match?
It did not, no. Randy Savage says, again, rock and roll is dead. Poffomania is here to stay.
He was kind of right.
Yeah. Rock and roll is here to stay. Isn't that a song, right?
Yeah, it was an old 50s song, but I think it's dead. I think Poffomania was right, and the late Hot Rod was right when he said he didn't like rock and roll.
I hate rock and roll.
I hate rock and roll.
So we have Masa Ito with Jimmy Hart versus Tommy Rich, and this is great. Ito throws salt right in Rich's eyes. This is great. So then there it's revealed the Dutch Mantel is supposed to be with Tommy Rich, but he has car troubles. Hart says he's late, so Hickerson and Spoiler run in and beat down Tommy Rich. They beat him up, they beat him up, they beat him up. They look at their calendar. They look at their calendar. It says Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Beat up Tommy Rich. Okay. So, Lance Russell does an insert promo. And Bundy's going to face the new generation. Bundy will face both new generation. Yeah, and handicap match. New generation has been buried. They've been buried. They're facing Bundy.
The new generation get buried as soon as they come out there.
Yeah.
Can we mention something about the new generation?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, the new generation comes out. Now, have we mentioned their video before with the hay rides and these two guys that got a little close for a couple of buddies?
Oh, right. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, the new generation looks, they make a big deal when the new generation first arrives. But then they're immediately just jobbed off to every heel there is.
Uh-huh.
Later that year, they do an angle where Jimmy Hart shaves one of the guys' beards off. Remember that?
Uh-huh.
At one point, they basically just job out the new generation as a way to get a heel a babyface Tojo Yamamoto over as their manager.
Uh-huh.
So the new generation are given this big hoopla when they come in, but then they're just immediately just jobbed out constantly ever since. And by the end of the year, one of the new generation, Mark Batten, is wrestling with his twin as part of the Batten twins, which makes you wonder why they even bothered with the new generation in the first place, and clearly they had this twin tag team they could have used instead.
They got buried. They got buried. That's Lawler. Lawler buried everyone.
Lawler buried Mark Batten and the new generation.
Yeah.
What was the other guy's name? Mark Batten, and what was the other guy?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. Johnny something, maybe.
Yeah.
But the new generation is a very short generation. It doesn't even last 1984.
Yeah, they got buried. So, Rock and Roll Express, they do a promo on Pop-O-Mania. They said, quote, we're gonna smoke the building out with Pop-O-Mania.
Maybe they could have brought the beat for the smoke at all.
Yeah. So anyways, Lance Russell then explains, quote, this is great. Transportation sometimes automobiles break down. If you go to the well one too many times, your car might break down. Well, anyways, here comes Phil Hickerson, the Spoiler, again. They come out, and they talk for a second. Then Dave Brown gives a recap of the show, and that's it. Show's over.
Well, like we said, it wasn't the most eventful episode of Memphis.
Yeah. Then, I was thinking, it's like, did you think when they... I know that these shows were live. They're live at the time. But I swear to God, it felt like the show was at the end of a series of tapings. And they're like, all right, we need to waste some time right now. All right, just have a bunch of matches.
Well, Joe, look, pro wrestling every week, there's always a lot of wasted time. I mean, if we watch for example, like a WWF Challenger Superstar, there's going to be weeks where nothing really happens much.
Right.
And this is just one of those weeks where nothing really happens. I mean, usually something crazy happens at least once on a Memphis episode. But
right.
This one, no. But that happens sometimes when you watch wrestling, even in Memphis.
Right. I can speak to that because whenever I put these shows together and edit them and everything and do all this stuff, you know how hard it is to do weekly, or we do 2 shows here. You know how hard it is to do all this stuff and put all this stuff together? I mean, it's a bitch, really.
Yeah. The only thing wrestling is always done live and usually in one take whenever possible because you can just get the whole thing done faster.
Right.
Because wrestling was always just cheap to sell tickets to house shows.
It was the July 7th, 1984 episodes on YouTube. It's all on YouTube, so just check that out. See, we're on the B Show. We can talk about YouTube and all that good stuff, you know?
Yeah, it's all go on the B Show.
Right. So, what are you going to do tomorrow? Beat up Tommy Rich. What are you gonna do on Wednesday?
Probably.
Beat up Tommy Rich.
Beat up Tommy Rich.
How many times does the guy get beat down? He gets beat down all the time, really.
I don't know. I'd like to see Missy Hyatt's schedule for the week that involves Tommy Rich, because I don't think it's beating him up.
I think he's beating him off.
She has Tommy Rich and Larry Zabisco penciled in for the same day.
Yeah, exactly. But no, man, it's something else, man. I don't know. Tommy Rich gets beat up so often, it's ridiculous.
Tommy Rich, if you remember in this episode too, there was a really confusing thing going on there where they didn't know what the hell to do with Tommy Rich anymore when the new Fabs thing ended.
Yeah.
Do you remember they put him with Dutch Mantell, and they break up that tag team, and they're both kind of like tweener. Which one is supposed to be the baby face?
Right.
And then you remember they break. Tommy Rich goes against Eddie Gilbert.
Uh-huh.
And Tommy Rich, actually like the biggest heel on earth, but for some reason the crowd is still like. The crowd is very Eddie Gilbert, and Gilbert is the one they make the heel in this shoot, despite the fact that the crowd is cheering for Gilbert, and Rich is acting like a heel.
Uh-huh.
Tommy Rich is the babyface when he goes against Eddie Gilbert in that feud, and that's really where Eddie Gilbert develops his heel hot stuff persona at the end of the year.
Right, and that leads to 85, where it's all Eddie Gilbert. It leads to the haircut angle, right?
Yeah. Yeah, well, 85 they lose Jimmy Hart, and that's sort of the end, as far as I'm concerned, for the classic era of Memphis.
Right. And then they have other people come in, but the haircut angle, I'm going to say, was Eddie Gilbert and Paul Heyman, right, versus Lawler in a cage, right?
Oh, yeah, but that was a little later, because I think that was 87, because Austin Idol was involved in that, too. It was Paul Heyman was the manager, and it was Jerry Lawler versus Austin Idol.
Okay.
But Tommy Rich hides under the cage, and that's the famous finish. Nobody knew Tommy Rich was there until he ran out from under the cage at the end and interfered, and Idol beats Lawler, and Lawler doesn't even shave his hair because he's too much of a... and we were on the B show, right?
Right, uh-huh.
You always bleep it because he's too much of a pussy. So instead of shaving his hair like a real wrestler, he has his barber give him a fucking crew cut instead.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about the Memphis cage is... Would you say that Hell in a Cell is kind of like the Memphis cage?
Well, the Cell is based off the Georgia cage, right? The last Battle of Atlanta, Tommy Rich and Bud Sawyer.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought the Hell in a Cell is... Go ahead.
What's that?
I thought the Hell in a Cell is based off of the Memphis cage.
No, I think it is literally based off the Georgia cage match, last Battle of Atlanta, except the last Battle of Atlanta, I think, had a little cage on top of the cage, which had, what's his name? Sawyer's manager in it, the Road Warriors guy.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about. The manager of the Road Warriors.
Paul Ellering.
Yeah, Paul Ellering. Paul Ellering was in the top of the cage. It was in a cage on top of the cage.
Oh, okay. I know it. Did you ever see current day, in 2016, when Paul Ellering's the manager of the Authors of Pain?
No, how is it?
It's all right. These two fat guys, they wear like all black. And they're supposed to be like, street toughs, And like Paul Ellering comes out and, but the thing is about these Authors of Pain, they're very green. I guess they can learn and everything, but they're really green, man.
How's Ellering?
He's all right.
I have to say this, no diss to Precious Paul and the Road Warriors and all that, because they were awesome, but I've actually always kind of preferred Paul Ellering as a wrestler. If you ever see Paul Ellering as a wrestler, he was, one, in fantastic shape.
Yeah.
And two, I think he had not only a great look and was good in the ring, but was good, better on the stick, I think. I think when he became a manager, he became too much into that, like, Johnny V mode. Right. Where he just kind of, like, acts weird.
Uh-huh. Right, I agree. And the Johnny V, the whole thing, I liked him when he was in AWA in like 80, like 79, 80. I don't know if you've seen footage of that, but he's awesome.
Johnny V?
No, Paul Ellering.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen too much AWA Paul Ellering, but I remember he was actually one of the original members of the First Family. He was actually the guy when the Lawler Hart feud first began. Yeah. That Hart called he was going to be the new king of Memphis.
Oh,
he was the first opponent in the Lawler Hart feud. He was great then.
Okay. I got to see more 80 Memphis. I have it, but the thing is, when I watched the 80 Memphis, I watched the first few months, and they were really bad. So maybe the year turns around.
Yeah, you can watch early '81 Memphis because it's still playing out then.
Okay, I know
Look
it.
at the beginning of '81.
Yeah, we gotta watch an 81 episode for the B show.
Oh yeah, we do. I love '81. '81 is my favorite year for Memphis.
Yeah, we definitely need to do that. So we'll get on that.
We'll be back with Southern Tag Title match in just a moment.
Some people would call him a loser. He ran for state office. He was beaten. He started a business. He failed. He ran for Congress. He lost. He was nominated for vice president. He lost again. But he knew only those who never tried are the real losers. And Abraham Lincoln was no loser. Persistence. Pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
It's time.
It's time to stop the name calling,
The hurt.
the bullying,
Because of race, creed,
color, sexual orientation. It's time to treat everyone
like you want to be treated.
It's time. It's time. It's time to eliminate.
Eliminate.
Eliminate the hate.
Eliminate the hate.
Eliminate the hate.
They stink!
During the shortage, we had to smoke whatever we could get. And although production was at an all-time high, the volume of demand for them made them seem to be the scarcest of the scarce. And did experience teach us that there's simply no substitute for Camel's costlier tobaccos and proper aging? It certainly did. For today, more people want Camels than ever before in the history of the brand. Yes, as old Aesop said, experience is the best teacher. C-A-M-E-L-S. Camels, the cigarette of costlier tobaccos.
We gotta do song request time. So, what song would you like to have played for the B show? For anybody to look up on YouTube or whatever.
Oh, for the B show.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. We had Tommy Rich. Oh, how about something for Tommy Rich?
Okay.
How about Willie Nelson, Blue Sky? Remember Tommy Rich went back to Tennessee and Georgia?
Oh.
It was the beating he got. One of the worst beatings I had in my life.
Oh.
Mephisto.
Mephisto.
With the other guys, Ray Stevens, Kamala. Y'all take a good look at my face.
Yeah.
Because when I'm done with y'all, y'all's face is going to look like that.
Oh, that was great. The beatdown. We're gonna do beat up Tommy Rich. Beat up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Beat up Tommy Rich. I'll do the Happy Days theme. The Happy Days theme song.
Monday, beat up Tommy Rich.
Yeah.
I want to see a tag team between Tommy Rich and the Fonz.
Oh, that'd be too much charisma for one building.
It really would.
It'd be too much. I mean,
The Fonz could just bang the ropes or something and the bell would ring.
yeah. It would be just. I mean, are we talking about like early days Fonz or later years auto shop Fonz?
Oh no, early days vintage Fonz. This is early days Fonz, not auto shop Fonz. Just like this is early young Tommy Rich. Not Tommy Rich of 1984. I played a video game. Chunkier Tommy Rich. This is vintage Fonz and vintage Tommy Rich.
Right.
Kicking butt and taking names in the wrestling world.
Exactly. So that'll do it here for the All Memphis Weekend, right here on WHBQ. I mean, actually, doorstopnation.com. So,
But check out WHBQ in the Tallahassee area because there's a real, somebody say something about a real country station. They're talking about WHBQ.
WDXD, actually.
Okay, fix that. They're talking about WC.
And we'll bring them up to date next week on what happened on a championship match in there. Until that time, for Dave Brown, Lance Russell saying bye-bye. The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than the station, namely the promoters